Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is all about digital organization. I'm going to show you all the tools and apps that I use to stay organized as a student. So why should you become more digitally organized? Well, I believe if you want to achieve the goals that you want in school or even in your career, that staying organized, especially digitally, is very helpful because you can avoid missing assignments, you can avoid missing key events and meetings that you have. And having a system to organize all these things is really important because eventually your willpower is going to give out and you're not going to have the strength really to stay organized. So these systems will help you be more accountable and make sure you continue staying organized throughout the entire school year. And there are 4 categories of tools and apps that I have that I use personally and that I used to get top grades in my university last year, and I want to share those with you, and they're all free. So the first category is the Quick Capture system, and in this category, these are apps that I use to jot things down really quickly if I need to get something down onto paper per se. Obviously, this is all digital, so I prefer using a digital Quick Capture system compared to using like Post-it notes, for example, because with physical note-taking systems, they can get lost, they can get damaged, and I want to be able to access all of my notes from the cloud and on all my devices. So that's why I use Drafts as my personal Quick Capture app. So Drafts is on my iPhone and my Mac, and what I can do is simply draft down, no pun intended, any note that I want into it, and I'm able to just quickly get some notes down in a matter of seconds. So the point of a Quick Capture system is just to get all your ideas out as fast as possible, and what you do with those quick captures is you can put them into a more permanent organization system like Notion, for example. And that's another app that I'm going to talk about later, but yeah, the best quick capture I found is Drafts, and a lot of other productivity YouTubers like Ali Abdaal highly recommend this app. So it's just a cool free app that you can use and you can download on your devices. Now, I mentioned Notion earlier. Notion is a really cool database. It's an all-in-one workspace where you can pretty much do anything. I run my entire YouTube channel off of it, and a lot of people depend on it for schoolwork, for their careers. And I've already made a video on Notion. If you want to see that, I'll link it right here. And there are a lot of other YouTubers who made videos on Notion, so I don't want to keep on beating the dead horse, but we'll continue with the video. On to the next system. It's our to-do system. I think a to-do list is super important. It helps us get tasks done really easily and make sure we can get all of the ideas in our head onto a system that we can check off when we're finished with them. And my to-do system of choice is Todoist. And there is a premium version of Todoist. I've used it before, and I've used the free one. And really, the free one is just as fine, and that's what I use right now. I stopped paying for it. So Todoist is just a pleasure to use. It's just really well designed, and the aesthetics are top-notch, and that's why I really come back to it. The Apple Reminders app, the default app, I think it's a little too bare bones. I know they updated it recently with more features, and there are some functionalities in there that anyone could use, and there shouldn't be a problem. But I've just been using Todoist for years, and I continue to recommend it as my to-do list app of choice. So whenever I get an assignment from my professors, I usually just throw it right into Todoist, and it has all my homework and everything in there, and that helps me stay super on top of things. So whenever it's Sunday, I write down all the assignments for the entire week into the system, and that helps me stay on top of everything. So moving on to our next system, which is the calendar system. And a calendar system is equally as important as the to-do system, and some people might combine the two, but I really think it's important to have a separate calendar system to help you stay organized for your longer term assignments and goals. So what I use my calendar system mainly for is writing, first of all, my class schedule, which I have in there. And that allows me to know, what days of the week I have a certain class, and if I have like a Zoom conference or anything like that, I can just put the link right in there and immediately go into that meeting without having to find the link in some random email that I've deleted. So a calendar system is for those long-term events and projects that you want to put in there so you don't forget. And I really recommend having a certain day of the week, like Sunday, for example, to take care of all your maintenance and things like scheduling, and for organizing your calendar and your to-do list. So having one day of the week to do all that batching is super important, and that's something I've used a lot. So for my iPhone, I use an app called TimePage by Moleskine, and this is not a free app, I don't believe, but I think it's super worth it. It's just all about the aesthetics for this one. I really appreciate the design of the app, and I think it's really cool, but I just use my regular Apple Calendar app on my Mac, and that syncs right to my phone on the TimePage app. And really, I don't think you need to be too crazy with an app for your calendar. All the apps do the same thing. It's just a matter of getting all of your long-term events and projects onto that calendar. Lastly, I want to mention digital storage. Sometimes on your computer you might run out of storage, and you want to make sure you have your things backed up. So I have two options for you. One of them is a physical hard drive. I have a Samsung T5 SSD. It's about 500 gigabytes, and that is plenty for me to hold all of my extra assignments. I store a lot of my video footage onto that SSD. I recommend it for anyone who wants to keep their files backed up with a physical hard drive. And the other tool that I use is the Google Drive Backup and Sync app, and this is really cool because you can install it onto your computer and you can select certain folders on your computer to be backed up whenever you update them. And this is a game changer because whenever I create a save on a certain file that I work with, it automatically uploads that, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go to the Google Drive website and then drag and drop anything. It's all automatic, and that really saves a ton of time. And not only that, it keeps your files backed up and secure, so in case your computer just dies on you and doesn't ever work again, you have it backed up on the cloud and you can continue working on another device. And I really recommend everyone to check this out. It's completely free, and it's been a total game changer. So if you implement these tools and apps into your own personal workflows, I totally believe that your productivity will increase dramatically. And I'll link everything down below if you want to check them out. And this type of video is a departure from my normal type of videos on music and composing. But if you still want to check out what I do as a composer and how I stay productive there, I have a playlist all about productivity and other apps that I use that I didn't mention in here, so check that out when you're done. Thank you for watching, everyone.